Hello, welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, church sales, and various other places and try to make a few extra bucks online. And one of the books that I get that is a pretty good bread and butter item that brings $3 to $5 to $10 profit every time I grab it are hymnals. Now, this video is going to be a little bit of a short tutorial on what a hymnal is, where can you get them, and what do they sell for, and what you need to look for in getting a hymnal. So let's jump into it, and let me show you what I do when I'm getting a hymnal. Starting off, what's a hymnal? If you grew up going to church up until probably 5 to 10 years ago, this is what you used when you sang music, when you sang worship songs and that sort of Christmas songs and that sort of stuff uh, when you went to church on Sunday morning. You pulled this out from under the pew, you opened it to a specific number, and there's your music, and there's your words to the song. You didn't have stuff on the screen, and you didn't even have a big band up front. It was a music minister, somebody on the piano, maybe somebody on the organ, maybe another instrument or two, and you sang with the choir. It has the music in them, it has the words in them, and I think there was also some. The music was probably a little more. I hate to use the word complicated, but modern church music is a little simpler to sing to, and sometimes even the lyrics are a little simpler than what was sung in years gone. And that comes out of hymnals. So technically, a hymnal. It's a songbook, sturdy. This one is from the 50s, and there's hardly anything wrong with it other than a little bit of cover wear. The binding's usually very good. The paper is good quality paper. And sometimes what you might see, like here, is you've got the name of the church embossed on it, though that's not always the case. So colors, usually a church will buy 10, 20, 30, 100 at a time. So they're all the same. They're all going to be in similar condition. So that's what hymnal is. That's what they look like, and that's what they're for. Where you get them, usually I pick them up in thrift stores. Not hard. Occasionally somebody's home. Every now and then, you'll find a church sale that has them. I've gotten a couple of boxes full a couple of times at church sales. Enough to where I know I need to ask and say, hey, are y'all selling your hymnals at this church sale? And sometimes it might get them thinking. So something to ask for, something to think about whenever you're at a church sale, particularly at Baptist or non-denominational churches. Some of your more mainline legacy, older denominations, Presbyterian, Anglican, in America that's Episcopalian, Methodist. Uh, I don't know that those are necessarily worth flipping. I've got a Methodist one here that hasn't moved in a long time. But your more conservative denominations are definitely where you want to ask. All right, what do they sell for? Uh, the ones that I get, your bread and butter hymnals, these aren't $50 books. These are going to be around $15, give or take, depending on condition, uh, what you have, what title you have, and sometimes whether or not it's embossed. The church name on the front will devalue the book 10 or 20%. It's one of those things that all other things being equal, somebody's going to want one without the church name on it, typically speaking. Um, I've actually rarely seen one marked up on the inside. Maybe you got somebody, a kid who wrote something in crayon, or somebody who wrote something on the inside front. But I have rarely seen anybody mark up the inside of them. So usually these are actually really clean books. Uh, so something to think about there. All right. Uh, Everything else, I would say a hymnal is actually a good book that if you get them really cheap at 25 or 50 cents on the dollar for some, you can lot up many different ones and sell them that way for the ones that aren't worth as much. And I'll jump into that on that stack in a second. So What are the hymnals that I look for that I don't even have to look up? First and foremost, Baptist hymnals. These are almost easy sellers in the $15 range. These are some of the more modern ones that have been printed in the last 10, 20 years. So this is sort of what it looks like now. The older ones, this is actually one from the 50s and 60s. This one's actually rather faded. I've seen them all from like where the gilding here is really nice and bright, all the way to is like, which hymnal is this type situation. This is one of the 50s and 60s. Another one that sells really well, and I don't have one on hand right now, is one of the 1980s Baptist hymnals, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see that they're almost always maroon. But they came in a few other colors. But the 1980s ones are actually probably the fastest seller that I have seen. Another hymnal that sells really well is this one. It's the hymnal for worship and celebration. This is, I think, more in common with non-denominational churches. It wasn't the one I went to when I was in college. But this one, it's another in the range, $15 to $20 for that specific one. There's another one called the Celebration Hymnal that's in about that same range as well. That sells pretty good. And that's two different ones, and I've actually gotten dinged on it once: the Hymnal for Worship Celebration and the Celebration Hymnal. Two different ones. Probably have about 85% of the same music on it, actually. Another couple ones that sell that have a little bit of value to it. This one's called the Old School Hymnal. This another one, $15 to $20. And this one, Songs of Inspiration. This is an old paperback one. This one looks to be about another $15 to $20. So those are the hymnals that sell. These typically sell pretty quickly within a few months of posting, if not faster. So there's a pretty good turnover rate on these types of hymnals. Now, what hymnals do you either need to not get stupid cheap, or get stupid cheap and lot up? And that's what these are going to be. This is a stack of old hymnals, probably I would say pre-World War II hymnals. Some of these are in pretty rough shape, but even the ones that were in really good shape were barely going for $10 at best. So these are ones that I would lot up. Awakening Songs, the Cokesbury Worship Hymnal. You might see this one a lot. A really good, nice Cokesbury might go for $10 to $15, but usually not. Christian Service Songs. Let's see, Precious Hymns, and then these are some various older, just paperback ones. These are all. I will probably put all of these in a lot for start them at about $5 a piece, in a big lot for $30, $40 for all these hymnals, and then put them in. Another one doesn't seem to sell real well. This is the Methodist hymnal. This is like the 1930s Methodist hymnal. So look them up. Use that eBay completed sales. Most of your hymnals are going to show up. I don't know that I've looked one up yet that hasn't popped on eBay completed sales. That will show you some really decent, almost precise values on some of these things. So, shipping. Finally, how do I ship a hymnal? Easy. Wrap it in a plastic bag. Put it in a pad mailer. Throw on your label and get it in the mail. That's it. These things, I've never had one come back because of the shipping problem. This one. They're sturdy. It's a book. It's not going to break. If you're a little more paranoid, maybe wrap it a little bit better. But that's standard operating procedure. They're easy to get out. They're not hard to deal with. So that's hymnals. I know this video was a little short, but hopefully it helped you out. If you have any questions or comments about it, post them down below and I'll do my best to answer. Snide remarks are welcome as well. So like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this video. And I'm hoping maybe to make a few more instructional videos as I go along and find stuff that I could help you learn about. So have a good one. Thanks for watching.